How is everyone doing today? Hello. Hi Kia, hi Maggie, hi Emias, and hi Rocket. Hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? Hello. You guys are doing well? Well, that's good to hear. I'm just adjusting things a little bit. Hi Rocket, hope you're doing well today. And I guys should be better. Do you know if I already had a birthday? My birthday's not here yet. My birthday's still a still a long ways to go, so yeah, I haven't celebrated my birthday yet. Yeah, my birthday is in September, so you won't be getting my birthday for a while. Why do you ask about why do you ask about my birthday for? Do you have something planned or something? What is your birthday wish? To go kill myself? Am I making weird faces? I am kind of using a different camera to do my motion tracking. Usually I would use my phone camera, but I'm a bit lazy to use my phone right now, so I'm using a different camera for my little face tracking, whatever you want to call it. I think you can see my eyebrow moves as well. Yeah, I can see my eyebrow like moving. Like I'm kind of moving my eyebrows right now. Yeah. Stalker behavior. Kyo has always been a stalker. I guess we'll use the maid outfit for today. Because I don't never really bring it out, so I guess we can use it tonight. Eh. Yeah, I guess we'll use the maid outfit. How was my dinner? It was pretty good. Dinner was actually pretty good, so there you go. What are we doing tonight? I don't know what I'm doing tonight. You mean you already know by now I don't know what I'm doing tonight. That's why I'm just kind of wondering what you guys think I should do. paper island looks like a wasp's nest. Maybe it is a wasp's nest. Maybe it is a wasp's nest. Maybe I'm just so broke I'm using a wasp's nest to as my lamp. That's how broke I am. That's how poor I am. I got no money. No money. I mean, I guess I know what to add, and at least I know what to add here in my desk, maybe. About this little fucking gremlin. There you go. Horror mod? I don't have a horror mod. There you go. My emotional support Fuku plush. To give me fortune and good luck, because God knows I could use some fortune and luck in my life. Trust me, I'm gonna need all the luck I can get in my life, and this Fuku might as well be the one to give me some luck. Gamble? Gamble what? Well, we're still wondering if Malice is around. If Malice is gonna hop on. Well, speak of the devil, here's Malice. As I was speaking, here's Malice. Hi, Malice. We were just talking about you. How are you doing, Malice? Hope you're doing well today, Malice. Been fine, mental block considering how endings on the final chapter. Well, we were just talking about you and we were wondering if we should read your story again for the stream. Anyways, what was the conversation before I joined? We were just talking about what we should do this stream and we were wondering if we should read your story for today. Well, if Malice doesn't mind that I read, I'll fucking read them. I'll read them, why not? Why do I keep looking like I'm looking up? So did you hear about this Resident Evil YouTuber getting exposed for cheating in his runs? I was just watching that video. I was literally just watching that video before I started streaming. And yeah, I have heard of it. I have heard of it, that the Resident Evil speedrunner who cheats and all. I just wish my shit didn't look like I was stupidly looking up all the time. This should be better, hopefully. Constantly recalibrating right now is a bit annoying. But hopefully this will be better. Maybe, I don't know. I'm just messing around at this point. Alright, well, I got my emotional support Fuku, just in case something goes wrong. You should totally play Half-Life. Maybe not today, because I'm gonna read Mouse's story. I'm gonna be reading Mouse's story, so it's gonna be not really. I'm not gonna be really going ahead and playing. It depends how long it's gonna take to read the whole thing. If it's gonna take a long while reading the whole thing, then I probably won't play anything. But we'll see. All right, let me get out the story. I want to see start trying to do Raven with gravity gun. I don't even know what any of that is. You know I don't. You know I'm not a Half-Life person, so I don't know much about Half-Life. Only Half-Life things in us is Gmod low-key, yeah. And Half-Life 1, I did finish Half-Life 1, so I kinda know a little bit about Half-Life 1. So it's not complete disruption or disaster, because I do know a bit of Half-Life 1, because since I played it. There you go. Shitty placement, because why not? We're ready. We got all the safety net we need. We got the nice nature plush for the store, and we got our lucky Fuku plush, because I need all the luck I can get. I need Fuku to help protect me from all the bad spirits and bad luck, because fuck me is probably gonna happen. So I got Got nice nature. Got nice nature here for the story, and I got Fuku here to protect me from bad luck. Alright. I'm guessing you guys wouldn't want to see what's going on what I'm actually reading. You guys would rather just listen to me read, so I'm guessing that's probably how it's gonna go. Alright, well, guess we'll get reading. Did my stream just die? Uh-oh. I think my stream just died. Uh-oh. Oh no. My stream just fucking die? Oh, okay. You guys just went absolutely silent for no reason. You guys went absolutely dead silent. So I thought my stream just died. Alright, let's start reading. Let's hope nothing bad happens. I'm gonna have to grab a drink later on, so depending on how long I'm gonna read this. We're gonna be starting over again because Malice told me to start over with the story, so... Because he said he polished some stuff. He told me to read the whole thing from chapter 1 because he said he like added and polished some new things, so we're gonna start over from the beginning. Alright. Fuck you, Kia. Chapter 1. Umas with Attitude. Life always gives you 3 options to be. Born a male, female, or an umamusume. Once an umamusume always goes to the stand to be stronger than the usual man, faster than the usual woman, and show time and time again that they are the warriors of our land today. History would have been very different without umamusumes roaming around the world. Wars have been a heavy cost for Uma since we are usually the warriors to fight for our cause. Over the years, however, we are able to rebel and show that we no longer want to have war and become human. Since then, conflict has changed over time, as people grow up to see the end of conflict between each other and see more of a happy-go-lucky world. Fucking hair is in the way. My hair has grown out, sorry. We have gotten ourselves so far from the past. What is it for the future of Musume kind? Racing. Musume is racing at the Pretty Derby. The Twinkle series is a competition as old as time. Ever since the Greeks implemented this on the Roman Colosseum. I don't like this part. Many bright stars have left so much of a legacy and show what they can do. Names like Luna Celestia. Thank you for the hair drops. Not funny that I grow out my hair, but whatever. Many stars have left so much of a legacy and show what they can do. Names like Luna Celestia, Dahlia Arabian. I don't know how to pronounce this word. Bieli, Turk, Balak, Boadicea, Godolphin Bob, and many more. Of course, there are a lot of legendary names, especially within the country of Japan, where lie some of the best known umamusumes out there. Names like Speed Symboli, Oguri Cat, Tokino Minoru, Shinzan, Symboli Rudev, and many more. Sarah's long hair canonically. I'm growing on my hair, which my parents hate. A lot of umamusumes wish to be on the same level as them. Reach and touch the sky as they reach their peak as it is. Obviously, I don't see myself in that position. I was born, given the name of nice nature. I was born far from the northern part of Japan in Urakawa, Hokkaido, where I was the fastest in my own hometown. I was then given the opportunity to join Tracing Academy on behalf of I guess I'll call it Ura. It took me a while to make my decision, but I ultimately decided to agree to it since it will be an interesting sight to race with names that are big around Japan. I don't expect myself to be the next Oguri Cup of my time, but I do expect to leave a legacy that will be known for the ages. At first I doubted that things would go well for me there, but a year and a half has passed and now I am here. I ain't the star of the show, but I am someone who wins occasionally. Things are fine on my end. I have a team that are also not as successful as I am. I have made a reputation for getting a lot of third places somehow, and I genuinely think that not much notable is on for me and my life which starts now. Let's go. It was another day in Tracing Academy. I have to get my uniform ready. I have to wake up Sunday up, cover my taco shell looking ears, and get ready for another nice nature or marvelous Monday since Sunday has passed. Have I ever told you I am influenced by Rudolph? Well, jokes aside, I feel like today will be another normal day, having to deal with Mr. Shiva and other stuff that I totally know well of. Sunday got up finally after a long Sunday night. What time is it? Sunday asked as she got up in bed. Well, it's no longer a marvelous Sunday, that is, I said. But you're in luck. It's time to get prepared for another day. Sunday looks at me with a still dozed-off face and gets up and goes to the bathroom to do her bathroom necessities. I am literally ready to go while she's just finishing her toothbrush phase. Is that fine if I go without waiting for you? I asked. You go ahead, Nature. I'll just slow you down with how slow I am, she responds. Have a good day then, marvelous Sunday. I'll just skip it. I'm not saying that shit. I'm not saying the brainwash jokes. My brain is not capable of it. I respond with a tone of joy. In reality though, I am not enthused for today since I have no races anytime soon, and plus it seems that the club activities are fairly stale since Ikuyo is on the other side of Japan at the moment, and Royce somehow got herself to the American scene. No big deal though. I may not be the greatest nor the best, but I'm always trying my best to get that first place. As I walk, going to my class, I can feel a weird feeling today. I can't get a grasp into it, but something tells me something will not go right. Either way, it's just my delulu head going at me since I took the weekends for granted. I sit down in my chair simply waiting. I was kinda hoping Turbo would be here, but she is in the infirmary. Mambo is here, though she is very occupied with her race this week and I don't really want to disturb her since this is, after all, she is part of the Kikukasho race. I have no one with me then, just me alone in a seat. You know, sometimes I think I have no true friends. It's like I am just there sometimes and it kinda makes me look down on myself. Sure, I am an important friend who goes heart to heart with people at times, but I never really feel like I receive it. It always feels like I am in the background of my own friend group because I am just that average. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day. Besides, I ain't the main character of this school, or the Ura racing scene at the moment. I am just another name among many others. It just hit me how I woke up before Sunday. Sunday is less energetic than usual. Yeah, I could tell this day is more than just another filler day, huh? Either way, the man of the hour has entered, Mr. Shiro. We, of course, do the usual things with every single beginning of the class and have reminders and stuff. Until he said the simple words of a pair project. Well, that seems interesting. I hope I can have Twin Turbo as my partner, but that idea was quickly cut off with Mr. Shiro simply stating these words. The pairs will be randomized in order to build a bond with one another, he said. Well, that is not a pretty derby since that kinda ruined my mood. You got Helios just complaining in a sad, go away. Hey yo, Mr. Shiro, I wanna be with my bae Palmer, man. I thought her bae was, the other chick, the elegant woman chick, whatever her name is. You can't do this to me, man, Helios said. Anyways, I wait patiently to hear my name, and wait until Mr. Shiro finally said my name. Vodka, you pair with nice nature, Mr. Shiro said. I was kinda shocked knowing nothing about Vodka. I looked at Vodka, who looked at me with an uninterested face, and she looked away. This already looks like trouble now, isn't it? What bugs me is how special Weekend Silent Suzuka was able to be paired together despite Mr. Shiro literally saying to randomize pairs for a building connection thingy he was talking about. This is some BNS, man. Either way, it seems that we have to be together for the entire quarter, which doesn't throw me at all. The first thing we have to do as a pair is to make some sort of information board thing about the race courses we are given. So we are let go and able to do our own thing, and that thing is this. I slowly approached Vodka, and I simply said the most simpleton thing that an extra like me would do. Hi, hey Nature, said Vodka. I'm not having a good-ish day. Sorry if I looked at you weird, Vodka says in a monotone voice. Not the usual loud nature she gives whenever I see her. Why is that? I ask. It's nothing, trust me. She brushes it off and drinks from a flask. It's iced tea if you're wondering. Before I could even react, I heard Daitaku Hila is not too far behind me responding to Vodka. You're really just trying to all have fun from that flask there, babes, Daitaku says. That's Vodka for you, always trying to look cool and awesome in her own world, Dawa responds, which both of them are standing right next to each other. You two are pairs? I asked to the both of them. Well, yeah, that was then suddenly cut off by Tataku. Of course, it was kind of funky to have someone that isn't my Queen Palmer or my greatest Ruby. Yeah, Ruby. I was about to say Ruby. I remember her name. But I can handle this Scarlett Johansenberg this blood is, Tataku says in a fast manner. Baka smirks, looking at the both of them, and says the following. Hey Tataku, 67. Tataku 67 all over the place with Daiwa which got Daiwa to try and push both of them out of the room. On a side note, that was kinda funny. And I'm not saying this part. Sorry, I already said it once, you're not hearing it again. Baka chuckling at the scenery of that, as well as others who were still in the classroom. I smirked about the situation, thinking that left me to question Vodka. Vodka, what's up with you two and Daiwa? I think it's better if you just say, what's up with you and Daiwa, I asked. Vodka took a little bit to think about it, but she came to a conclusion. It was the first year, I guess, I said in my answer. She looked at me like I was offended, and when another question came up, she's the one to answer which got offended at the face she showed me. It's been mostly competition without bickering, but we are friends, definitely friends. Vodka answered in a sincere way that I didn't know she had in her. Wow, that is something, isn't it? I said. Yeah, it is something. I just think we get ourselves up into I think it's time we get ourselves up into research, said Vodka. So let's go, I said. And thus, both of us walked off the classroom on our way to find some knowledge about this race that was given to us, which is the Okasho. Now that I think about it, this is basically wit training before academics. Weird. Well, it's just another day I have to deal with. Only this time having a partner that I might get close to. Time will tell what will happen in this random pairing I was pushed in. Though Vodka seems cool enough, I might be close to her just for this quarter both of us are in. We go to the field outside the school, fairly close to that one tree stump that people went into. Well, Vodka, we just have to do some research in these books, and I stopped when I saw Vodka just laying down in the ground like nothing needs to be done. Vodka, I said. Huh? What? Oh, the deadline is like in the end of this week. Why even bother? She responded. This kinda annoyed me, knowing how things could get busy. The earlier the bet, I didn't know it was suddenly cut off. Blah blah blah, listen man, perfection isn't guaranteed, especially with this one. You're more on the get it done mode, and I am in a I'd better get this one later since it's easy. Let's just chill and pretend we're doing things, Vodka explains. I am still annoyed, but I don't want to get into an argument, considering how we are going to be locked together for a bunch of weeks. Fine, you do you. I accepted defeat like I agreed to disagree. I lay down next to her as we looked at the sky above us, sky blue with the clouds renowned. It was calming, and everyone else was doing their own thing. So, how's Team Canopus? Vodka asked. You have a smooth voice? Piss off. Busy? Everyone else is busy except for me and Turbo. Turbo is like in the infirmary, and I'm here just existing. How's Team Speaker? Been going to a lot, especially against Suzuka are fairly busy. Goship is in Cambodia for some odd reason. Tail's doing her own thing, Daiwa is basically doing what I am doing in the moment, which is nothing. Kitasan is training her guts as much as possible to be the best or something. She's the only one that's doing a bunch of effort to be in the same level as Aguri or something. Vodka responds. I see. There's a lot, huh? How's your trainer? He's a freaking creep. Something's off about him the more I am in his club. Plus, I think I'm in the minority at the moment. Vodka went weirdly serious in this. Why does that make him a creep? I asked. Vodka was hesitant to answer, but goes on to explain it anyways. I trust you on this since you seem to be chill and stuff. The way this guy looks at us Umas is freaky, and touches thighs without consent. Sure, he gives good advices and words, but that doesn't change the fact that he might be an Umaphile. Vodka said in a laid-back manner. I said, hi, I don't remember who you are, dude. I don't think I added you, sorry. I chuckled a bit on the Umaphile word, considering it's basically a made-up word. Yeah, I know it's Peter's for Umas. It's a made-up word just made in my brain a few seconds ago. After that, Vodka sips in a tea flask. I see. Should this be a testimony report in the making? I asked. Not now. It's not like an actual action did happen. Suzuka is the closest person he is with, and they still continue to be in a professional relationship. Ain't trainers having a relationship with Umas are fine with some regulations? I asked. I don't know, but if I were to make the rules, I wouldn't allow it until they finish their time in Tracen. You? Vodka asked. Well, I guess it can be fine, as long as it doesn't as long as it doesn't resolve into a scandal or a thing that's being shown like it's something, I answered. Yeah, I guess that has a point. It still bugs me that you date a little student, Vodka comments. Wouldn't an older figure like Marazinski or Symboli would be fine with the dating stuff? I said. Vodka ponders a bit to my question, but eventually answers. You have a point, except exchange Ruda with this CB since I think they're way more older. Yeah, I see your point, Vod. And I was suddenly cut off by a voice. Well. If it isn't Vodka the one who won, it was King Halo. But to regain some context, they've been racing recently with a 2-2 tie, which makes me question how many rivals Vodka even has. Either way, Vodka seems to look at Halo with some tension, as well as Halo showing the tension. I won, you lost. Simple as that, Halo. Vodka simply replies to Halo. It was my moment. This was supposed to be my moment, but then Halo was cut off. My moment. Okay, I get it. Like, I know you're salty, but okay, dude, I don't care. Vodka went on to shout back to Halo. Halo seems to look offended at this, while Vodka looks nonchalant. Meanwhile, I just watched the commotion happen like it's another bad Wednesday, even though it's Monday. Vodka seems to take a sip from a flask, until Halo slapped it off her hands. Dude, what's wrong with? And then Vodka was about to get up and throw hands, as well as Halo was about to throw hands. I stood up as fast as possible to separate both of them from fighting each other. Hey! I shout as I used both my arms to separate both of them. Alcohol is not good sight for this academy, Halo barks as she tries to go get Vodka. It's tea, you second-rate Uma. Vodka also barks back at Halo, trying to get Halo down. You bitch! Halo grows more furious than ever and tries her hardest to absolutely destroy Vodka into a pile of ashes. I was trying my best to hold out, but I was on the verge of letting both of them go. Adrenaline is what helped me with this, and with the goosebumps I feel with the sudden force of aggression between both Umas. I was about to let go, till a very distinct and deep voice screams from afar, I'm not saying this, sorry. All three of us stopped and looked at the direction of that scream. It was phenomenal. Nice nature of Dawn Reader, can you explain to me what's going on here? Phenomenal demanded an explanation with furiousness. It was like it was the biggest mistake that had happened. After Vodka and Halo stopped and stand properly in the gaze of Phenomenal, I realized that the other Umas are watching the commotion too. I was still focused on both of them to try and call for help to separate these two. Well, at least someone of Phenomenal herself got into this fast. There was an exchange of words between these two and it got heated, I answered. Phenomenal in a strict and straight posture, still with that stoic face, though I could see her annoyance in the situation at hand. Vodka, King Halo, you two follow me into the principal office right now. Both of them nodded as soon as Phenomenal stopped speaking. They followed her to the office. Vodka looked at me with what I assume is a mixture of annoyance and fear. Knowing how this could lead to them getting expelled from Tracen Academy, I ain't surprised. Nature, what happened? That was from behind touching my shoulder as she looked at me with shock and confusion. Ain't no way, bro, we almost have an Umas scraping down. These Umas with attitude, I tell you, Daitaku commented. It happened so fast and unnatural that it was. I couldn't find the right words for this, but I couldn't really explain what happened to them since I feel a pure sense of shock with this. That one couldn't even breathe properly. She just rushed off going to what I assume is the principal's office. Wait, Daitaku followed soon after. As soon as I looked at them going away, I looked at the ground and see the flask that Vodka owns and was slapped off by Halo. As a kind gesture, I took it to give it back to her when I meet her again. Hey, Nature-san, a voice calling for me. I looked behind to see Seiun Sky. What happened? I heard a commotion, Sky asked. Before I could even answer, Sky just cut me off. Never mind, I can ask others. Anyways, Turbo wants to talk to you in the infirmary. She seems, for lack of a better word, depressed, Sky said. Lonely is a better word, but yeah, thank you. But I'm here to send Sky as back, and I'll head my way to Turbo. Today has been an interesting start, for worse unfortunately. I have a roommate that acted out of character for the first time in a long time, paired that with someone I ain't even close with, having that someone who almost got into a fight with someone else and I both were sent to the principal's office. Surely it could get worse from here, and hopefully not, since the last thing I want I want to see dealing with this in the first place. And that's the end of chapter 1. Also, hi Ramen, how you doing? Alright, chapter 2. Like my balls, it's chapter 2. After this chapter, I'll probably go grab a drink. Chapter 2. Laying down and waiting. This day couldn't get any more interesting, I should say. You have Halo and Vodka almost fighting, with me stopping both of them, and then this is where my twin Turbo calls my name. Walking down the hall simply my mindset of some sorts. It usually happens when I feel like I need to do a lot of thinking at times. I just reflect on my life and what has updated into it. It doesn't matter anymore, but what matters is who calls me inside the infirmary. I feel cold, which isn't too surprising considering the fact I just witnessed it stop a school fight, but it's still surprising nonetheless since it's literally a school fight. I should honestly feel more at ease now that it has gone over with, but the fight was something I didn't even expect on what I thought should be a filler day. You could say this filler day just got filled, in a bad way of filled like the bad pollutions or something. Here's the one I changed the most I think, chapter 1 is just something in the beginning. Alright. As I enter the infirmary, tension feels somber. It's like the place of failure and disappointment. A darker tone than the outside world, like there is a constant cloudy rain, despite the fact there is a blue sky with some clouds today. Gazing through the beds, I looked at the ones on the right, which holds 3 of us currently in bed. Over there in the second bed because the first bed is. I honestly don't have no idea who's in the first bed, but we're sidetracking here. The second bed Uma is Tiamapara, the overlord who got injured a couple of weeks ago, right next to Meishodoro standing on the side like a true friend she is. What happened to Harper is that she suddenly lost the sensation of her left leg to the point she tripped down to the ground, fracturing her right ankle. The same race, Dodo was going to win until she made a 180 to go check on Monopera, thus disqualifying her in a good way. It is an inspiring sight to see happen, or at least for the people there. At least for the people that were there, since I was not in the area watching it on TV. Another bed lies Mayano Top Gun, a fairly stupid reason as well. It was during summer camp that some idiot wanted Mayano to fly high, such as Alcondo Pasta or Goldship. They went high enough to see who jumped higher or something. Can't remember if they were trying to get something dangling from them to yank it. Even so, they jumped and both got injured. Goldship landed on her back, but no injuries were found on her other than the lumbago probably. Kondo got a minor injury with her toes and 2 fingers. Marino got it worse, dealing with a leg injury and a right hand injury. She's asleep, and thankfully I know someone goes here sometimes, which is Teo. Other than those 2, and the one empty bed that I vaguely remember who was there, one bed that was waiting for me, Twin Turbo. I'd argue Twin Turbo's injury is worse than the other 2, since she has a fracture on her right foot and another injury of her entire left leg. And umamusume's important part of the body is her legs, and this might be the end of Twin Turbo's career because of this. Going too fast for a sprint race, winning in the end but getting into a stretch after that. Well, it isn't glorious. Kasane Teto. Opera loudly greets me as she notices me. You really have to nickname everyone down there, huh? Dodo commented on Opera. Hey guys, any idea who was supposed to be in that bed? The empty one, I asked. Why, it is the one and only bed that is supposed to be the bed of that lazy bum, said Opera. The moment I learned it was a lazy bum, I knew it was same sky. It was likely stay gold, but 90% chance it was same sky. She's talking about same sky in nature, Dodo clarified. Of course I was correct. Well, that makes sense. Why is she here in the first place, I asked. She just wants to rest, mainly because she's lazy. Faked out an injury just to get here, like she will know what is real pain. Turbo opened her mouth, but I didn't see her because she was covered in a curtain. I remembered why I went there in the first place, and I approached my friend, Twin Turbo. Now that is some cinematography in the making here, Opera whispered to Dodo as I go. I entered the curtains to see Twin Turbo lying down. Her looks didn't contrast her emotions. A white blue-haired Uma with neon colors with a face that looks empty and seen better days. Soon does have a point with her looking depressed. Hey man, how are you doing? I said with a soft tone. Turbo sits up, pats the bed right next to her, signaling she wants me to sit down right next to her in the bed. Man, I can't feel like a fast maniac, I tell you. She responds like a young woman impersonating an old man, but without an old man's voice. MC on deathbed in hospital 80 years later? Kinda. Is that so? Well, it could have been worse since at least you're still eligible to run, said by the doctors. I was still in the hospital a bit, hearing what the doctor was saying, simply understanding and analyzing the details. Yeah, doesn't mean I can waste the moment I get out of here, Turbo said. I can have my Suzuka come back training for sure, but I don't think I'll be as fast as before. That strike a lightning in me. As if I felt like I have ultimate power just to keep on running and running, Turbo explained. But then you used too much to the point it exploded, I said. Exactly. It was so fast that even Zeus needed a Hercules to bring those thunder into me. Was it Hercules or Hermes? One of them. I don't care about Greek gods. I chuckled and proceeded to say my words. Well, I think it's Hermes we're talking about. I can't laugh, sorry. Speaking of which, how you describe yourself reminded me of Tamamo Cross, I commented. Funny enough, Tamamo was on my radar. As I learn more about her and stuff, we may have different running styles, but we have a goal to hit that sensation of running like a lightning strike. She's like someone I look up to these days, shockingly, get it? I said, Turbo. I laughed at her pun. There was something, alright. She was a lot, but not that energetic, I fear. Well, any reason you needed me here? I asked. Just to have someone to talk with, other than those two gingers, Turbo said. The ginger nickname was so out of blue that it was out of character for her to say. My oh my, those are some feisty words there, Opera said. You guys want to see the text? Alright. Just thought you might not want to see the text because, I don't want you to get comfortable and all that. I just don't want you to get all, like, worried and whatnot, having the text in my text and whatnot. Can you guys see it? I honestly can't tell. I need to make myself smaller then. Hold on, let me make myself smaller. There you go. There you go. Better? Hopefully you guys can see it and read it. Alright, let's continue. The ginger name was so out of blue that it was out of character for her to say. My oh my, those are some feisty words there, Opera shouted. Except from the Uma who called me Sonic the Hedge, Uma, Turbo shouted back. Nonsense. I said Sonic the Hedge. Well, you have won this round, twin, so Opera fired back with accepting defeat. Funny how you use twin instead of Turbo. Makes you sound more hip with the younger generation. Turbo commented on Opera's defeat in exchange of words. It is, of course, funny and charming and dandy to which the names often miss, Opera said. I chuckled in the commotion as well as Turbo again, though made me raise a question. Why bring me here if you can just talk to these two, or three, I asked. Well, I just needed to say things and have a conversation, that's all, Turbo said, but she looks conflicted like there's something missing. A stall of silence went into effect, until Turbo just simply laid back down. I want to get out of here, not because I have to suffer with these guys. I want to run, I want to feel the fresh air again. I want to be loud again. I want to be the twin Turbo that I always wanted to be. After that, she just started to weep as she continues to speak. I just want to be with everyone else again, nature. Can't deal with having to be bedridden and a mess. I want to race again. I want to feel that feeling again. The room hit itself in silence. I pat her head, comforting her. I assume Mappa and Dodo are looking at our shadows in a somber way. In this time of life, a ninja Uma would definitely want to feel like normal again. It's just unfortunate how much this race has taken a toll on her. One hell of a race that ended in such a sudden, tragic way. There's a flashback. You didn't know at this before, so this is gonna be new. There's a flashback. Let's go, Turbo. Turbo. I'm not fucking yelling. I'm sorry. I have common decency to not yell. Twin Turbo continues to be in front of the pack, still filled with guts to continue. The entire group of Team Canopus is here cheering for her on a G2. Only a G2? That's lame. Another win is another part of our history books. It's one hell of an effort for Twin Turbo, pushing two from beginning to the end. Twin Turbo on the final stretch pulls off the pack. She is on her own. I thought she was a front runner. I thought Twin Turbo was a front runner because that's how I see her race in Track Blazer. Twin Turbo on the final stretch pulls out the pack. She is on her own, reaching for that finish. Turbo, bravo, Turbo, bravo. Ah shit, my nose is bleeding because of this. Everyone around me is cheering her on, happy for her going this fast. Something tells me that Twin Turbo has a chance for possibly winning our first G1 race. Maybe in the sprinter stakes. This is the moment I can see that she has the biggest potential here for our hope. Until Ikuno commented on Twin Turbo's performance. She's a little too fast. She's going to win anyways, Ikuno commented. Well, something tells me she's in the moment right now. You can't stop that much momentum when you already made your decision a few hundred meters ago. Boys added up. Well, what makes me say she's going fast then? I asked. It doesn't matter now. She's reaching the finishing line, Bruno said. As she said that, Twin Turbo has passed the finish line. The crowd cheered, we cheered. There was another win in the books for us to cheer on. Bravo, bravissimo? Is that what it says? I don't know Spanish, sorry. Let's go, Turbo. I guess she used her turbo boost for her to win, huh? I joked. Mambo laughed and so did Trainer, but he could not continue to look at Turbo with a worried face. Why is she not stopping? I said, which caught our attention. Turbo was still running, and most likely not knowing she just won. Everyone, including us, thought it was just her doing a victory lap, but then Turbo drops down to the ground. She crashes to the ground roughly. It's Italian? Sorry, I can't tell the difference between Spanish and Italian. Comene? Turbo, I just had a fucking throat fuck up saying that. Turbo, I screamed and hopped over the fence. Ikuno and voice followed behind. Mambo on Earth was shocked. Trainer froze in sudden shock, and the crowd loudly reacted and lowered their voice. I run as fast as possible, eventually reaching her in the ground. Holy shit, this is a lot of curse. I'm going to highlight this. Fuck, nature, it hurts. I hold her hand as she reacts to the pain she has. What hurts, Turbo? Ikuno asked. Everything. My legs are killing me. Turbo starts to cry. Holy, get a fucking ambulance. You're going to be alright, Nature. Wait, what? You're going to be alright, Nature? Okay. Voice said. Time stopped. Everyone stops talking, and Turbo loudly cries that can be heard from afar. A shift in the future of Twin Turbo has just happened, which led to an uncertain future. In the flashback, Turbo continues to cry about it. I tend to her right by her side since that day. Moments like this needs to have someone take it all out with everyone else in the room being quiet to respect her cries, until my own old Top Gun eventually just started snoring. Oh come on, this was an Oscar-worthy scene, Harper loudly and angrily said. Harper, I think it's best to keep our mouth shut, said Dodo. Even that, Turbo stopped crying and started laughing at it, but this I also started to laugh. Then when Harper and Dodo laughing while Mayona continues to snore. Well, Turbo, you'll be back on your feet soon, I promise. Every minute means more since you get closer to standing up again. Don't you worry, Turbo, you got this. I held her hand and gave her a look that things will be okay in front. Turbo wipes her tears away and nods to me. Say, how's your day, Nature? Turbo asked. Considering this conversation this infirmary made me forget about what happened earlier, it kinda shifted my mood and I have to explain what happened earlier. Is this a fanfiction? Yeah, it's a fanfiction. Well, I got paired up with Vodka and she was chill until King Halo entered the fray and Vodka and King Halo almost got into a fight. But luckily I was holding both of them off to the point Fenomeno took them both to the principal's office, I explained. Turbo looked somewhat shocked about it, until I heard Opera comment about it. God almighty, there was almost an altercation between the first-rate Uma and the cool one, Opera said. How can you even hear us? Turbo asked. We have big ears, darling, realize that. Opera answered back to Turbo. Most importantly, did anyone got hurt? Dodo asked. Thankfully, no. If you count Halo slapping Vodka's flask off of her hand, then yes. We were most intrigued by those events, except for Top Gun, for she's still sleeping despite the sound Opera has been doing sleeping. Winning and losing is part of the game. If you hold a grudge in losing, then it shows you are no winner at all. Opera randomly gave out a quote which fits well with the situation in hand. Yeah, that fits well, I said. It's kinda crazy though. Why fight? Turbo commented. An open field, I should say. It's not the hallways or like anywhere. It's like literally near the tree stump that everyone likes to go to, I added. Sheesh, anger can really make someone out of control, huh? Said Turbo. Yeah, I can tell you that, I said. It's such a childish behavior to continue this behavior of hers. If you lose, you accept defeat for it, it's part of life, just like how Meisho defeated me. I accepted defeat knowing that I'm guessing there is someone stronger than me, Opera said. Dodo made some Meisho Dodo sounds, which most likely means she's flat about Opera's comment to her winning a race against her. Hey, I agree with Opera here. Why not just hug it out? Be chill on competition, Turbo said. It's most likely Halo's mom, Meisho said. That doesn't make any sense though, considering how much Halo vents about her how Halo much vents about to her mom sometimes, I commented. Family is family. The blood you have is the same of what your mother have. Simply put, loyalty stays to the person who you made you and let you go to the person you are today. She simply has to impress the figure mate. The figure let you grow. Okay. Opera dropped bars talking about Halo. That's a bunch of random bars you're giving, but it really fits well, Turbo said. Exactly, Opera replied. Not much time has passed from the fight, in which looking at the clock of the infirmary, about 45 minutes have passed, which maybe then go check on Vodka first before training with Trainer. Hey Turbo, I gotta go. After all, training exists in Vodka. Excuse myself. Yeah, okay man, see ya. Turbo says her goodbyes. Goodbye, Tato. Opera says her goodbyes. Bye, nature. Dodo says her goodbyes. My other Top Gun just snores. Bye guys, wish you guys a speedy recovery for all three of you, I said. As I was walking off, Turbo called my name before I reached the doorway. Natty. I just said Natty, fuck. I looked back to see her with a smile, and thank you. I smiled back at her knowing that this conversation is special to her in this moment of time. No problem, my friend. And I walked off. On my way to the principal's office, I found Vodka and asked on our future plans and our status. But in the meantime, I'll never know how I can feel with training today. Everyone feels so off. Turbo feels more out there, but is depressed. My roommate is not energetic. An altercation literally happened. Opera is consistently the same, I guess I should say. Anyways, and either way, I have a day to finish. May I, nice teacher, fill out this filler date is something I feel like I have accomplished. Was I me acting on Opera? That doesn't sound good. I should keep on meeting Rudolph more, dude. Nutty, say I said natty, you fucking retard. Natty, not nutty. I envision the camera angles with you two chattering. When did you get this into a film? Long ago, Dodo. Long ago. Long ago, more than like the past couple of weeks where you just watch whatever Netflix has on that TV. Watching my comfort personal time that is twin, I admit it. My movie choices are absolute cinema. Yeah, wait, you never invited me to watch a movie with you here? You are basically a racist, Dodo? Oh yeah. You are missing out. They are fairly boring flicks if anything. Boring? Coming from you, that's a shocking statement. Well, give me a movie I was invested in while we were here then. Punch Drunk Love, you were literally crying in the end. Okay, fine, you have a point in that one. Don't forget another PTA movie, There Will Be Blood, where you were honestly really into it. Are you sure? Alright, sure, you win. I do have more movies I'm invested in that you are into. Hey guys, what happened? Oh, well, I have a story to tell you, my other Top Gun. Please don't come. Oh, Top Gun Maverick. My bad. Alright, I'm gonna go grab a drink. So BRB. Let's look at it. We're only on chapter 3. We got a few chapters ahead of us. So we're only on chapter 3 right now, so it's gonna take a while for us to read through it all. Alright. Chapter 3, Truth and Lies. Goblins are fairly common in the schools, academies, or anything that has students to be in. From what I can feel around me, the entire Tracing Academy is gossiping about the Vodka and King Halo situation in hand. Even I am guilty of that. Pretty much gossiping about it at the infirmary with those 3 or 4. What makes this worse is that I'm directly involved with this, being the Uma that prevented a fight in the first place. I walk down the hallway where I think people around me are looking at me, or some of them at least. Kinda think of it, Phenomena never really asked me to join the principal's meeting, which is strange enough. I get called anyway, eventually or something. I don't know what to say since Umas around me are just looking at me, which makes my focus, well, somewhat gone. Nice nature, can we talk for a minute? Voice calls my name behind me. There's 3 Majiros, Ryan, Dober, and McQueen. 2 of them are my friends, closer than the many friends I have in this academy. What is it, guys? I asked. Did you get hurt? Ryan asked. Why did it happen between them? McQueen asked. What offensive words were used with both of them? Dober asked, which made Ryan and McQueen look at Dober weirdly. Whoa, slow down, guys. No, I didn't get hurt, thank you, I said as I point at Ryan. Race rivalry, I guess? Must be because the last race between them 2, I said as I pointed at McQueen. And Dober, well, if I remember well, Vodka insulted Halo's first-rate status, and Halo went and said the B word as I looked at Dober. So, bitch, said Dober. I was slightly shocked about that sudden swear word drop, but it did happen. McQueen and Ryan did not take that lightly, however. Dober, both McQueen and Ryan said as they looked at Dober. What? It's not like I said it out loud and the trainer is behind us, Dober fired back at him. I was kinda just dumbfounded how Dober just casually breaks a school rule. Yes, swearing is against the rules in Chase Academy, which is to be expected. But still kinda annoying how some words are in that category, like the word horse. It is, sir, the one and only. Well, the voice loudly speaks behind me. Yeah, Appa has a point with her looking like Tato. A quiet voice speaks out of that. I look behind the big grid with Agnes tucking in a Manhattan cafe, approaching me. Hey guys, I assume you two have questions, I said. She has, said Cafe. I can probably do a decent enough Cafe voice. I just have to lower my pitch down a little bit. I just have to lower my pitch down a little bit. I think I can do that. Have you guys heard my pitch down voice? Let me try. She has. I think that's my best. You can do it. I think so. She has. I think that's my pitch down voice. I think Manhattan Cafe said this. Yeah, Harper has a point with her looking like Tato. Yeah, I think Manhattan said this line, right? Yeah, Manhattan said this line because this sounds like a very Takian voice line or dialogue. Well, considering the fact that these two got into an altercation, what do you know about it? Agnes asked. Well, it was sudden. Definitely right after the race they have together. It seemed to be in a heated rivalry, I explained. Say, what kicks out the fight? The queen asked me from behind. When King Halo slapped the flask of vodka, I answered. Guys, I just want to go to the principal's office and get all this stuff dealt with, I said. We understand, Nature. I'm finally done with it all. Very nice. Hope you're happy with it, Malice. It's important that you yourself are happy with it. Rather than everyone else happy about it. If you yourself are not happy about it, then this all is pointless. We understand, Nature. We're just curious about the situation in hand, and the queen was suddenly cut off by Tachyon. What kind of sweat did both... Wait, sweat? I think sweat, What kind of sweat did both of them produce? Agnes slowly asked. Everyone looked at Agnes in a weird way, even disgusted in a way. So this is Cafe's voice line. I think I can peak and I can pitch down my voice with this one. This is why nobody talks to you seriously. Because you don't take this situation bleh. I'm not used to talking in such a pitched down voice, sorry. I rarely do it. This is why nobody talks to you seriously. Come on, I can do it. Bleh. This is why nobody takes you seriously. Because you don't take this situation this seriously. There you go. Cafe said in an annoyed way to Agnes. Well, it's important to know from my analyzations, Cafe. Gotta know how to make the next big thing in my projects. Agnes cleared her part up, which doesn't sound like she cleared things up because it's overly ridiculous to even process it. Well, there was heat, I think. There is definitely sweat in that situation, I said. Yo, who the hell is that? Ryan said, looking at the window, in which all of us looked into the window to see someone peeking and eventually hiding. Was that Smart Falcon? Dober commented on the sudden stalker. Honestly, don't know who it was, but it could be a Smart Falcon for all we know. I think almost every single Uma wants to ask you questions, dude. Dude? She said dude? McQueen just said dude? Hell no, dude, McQueen would not say dude. She would not say that. She would never say dude. She is not the type to say dude. It's like if Nightly just said bruh all of a sudden. Yeah, bruh. Totally bruh. You would not say dude. I'm sorry, that just caught me off guard. Well, Nature, can you join me to my lab for me to look into the DNA left in your hand while touching them? Agnes said. At this point, I'm getting tired of this. If the opportunity comes, I'm going to run and ditch out. Tachyon, just no. My face said. Nature, at this point I don't care whose voice is that or who's coming. Yeah, can we just deal with this later? After saying this, I immediately ran off the hallway. I have to run away from these guys, considering the fact that it's pushing my time away and I kinda need to have a clarification with them both. It really annoys me that I'm almost surrounded, but at the end of the day, they want to know it coming from the person who is involved, but not the main star themselves. Hi, Avery, how you doing? Blah blah blah, I get it. Hey Nature, I want to ask a question. Nature-san, can we talk? What do you mean Bakushin is a master of goon? People are just calling my name. What the fuck is this line? It caught me so badly again. What's up with this fucking line? What do you mean? It caught me off so badly. And yeah, I know you hate Avery. People are just calling my name, hoping I stop to give them my attention. But I don't. I don't have no time for questions. This lunchtime is about to end anyways. Go learn the truth from someone else, then. But then again, I am the only one in the moment who knows what really happened. Or why it happened. What's up in the wind? On why it happened, but what's going on. Also, what the hell did I hear about Bakushin being a master of goon? I was able to reach the principal's office, and I was about to knock the door until I can hear a lot of loud noises coming inside the room. Considering how this is a heated moment inside the moment, I just simply sat down to wait. I'm putting on music, by the way. I'm listening to music while I'm reading this shit. I gave him all just to run. Wait, the same, yeah. I gave it all my all just to run all the way here. If anything, it reminds me of how much I give in to races. Except this scenario sees me escaping these guys and going to my destination. The more I give out the answers and the same answers from the same questions, the more time I waste from not really knowing what's going on with these guys in the first place. The idea of what is going on is more important to me at the moment. It is the thing I need to know about the most. While I'm still sitting down on a conveniently placed bench that is outside the principal's office, the door's open. You fucking lied about everything. I heard someone screaming. I think it was Halo screaming inside. That intensity goes out and rings into my ears, realizing how much of a hell there was going on inside that room. As to why the door's open, out comes Fuji, someone who is a dorm leader of Rido. It's not too surprising to see her there since Halo and Vodka are in the same dorm where she occupies. As soon as she closed the door, she saw me and waved at me. "Nature," she said. "Fuji," I responded and waved back at her. She approached me and sat down right next to me. "Your name has been mentioned in there. I was going to find you," Kisaki said. "Well, at least I didn't take your time much, didn't I?" I said. "Yeah, you did, Nature," Kisaki said. A short sense of silence hits, but eventually is broken up by Kisaki talking. My ears are going to bleed if I stay in that room for another 5 minutes. It's that heated to be in, she said. I looked at her, interested in what makes that room as loud as it is. "Well, what makes this heated?" I asked. Kisaki looks conflicted to answer. She took a little bit of time before she answered me. "They keep spouting information. The only problem is that you don't know what's legitimate. I can sense lies in that room. The only problem is that I ought to know what's the truth," Kisaki said. "What do you mean?" I asked. King Halo started the conversation by saying Vodka started it right after their race in the recent race, which made her strike back. Vodka then denied it and said that what happened earlier was her choice in doing and said that nothing happened between them, and other than "I will beat you next time," or "I win," King Halo comments. It turned into a barking situation, not even having the intimidation of Rudolph, but Ozensky and even Tarsuna couldn't stop. What's particularly weird about this is how they don't get intimidated by Phenomenal, despite the fact that they were intimidated by her earlier, Kisaki said. It was something, alright. There are definitely truths and lies with them both, trying to downplay each other's mistakes. Trying to downplay each other and make sense in rivalries, of course. "Have you guys gotten something solid to weigh down?" I asked. Kisaki answered back to me with a simple shake of her head from side to side, meaning he said no. "Which is why we needed you, Nature," Kisaki said. "I can understand since it can solidify the situation that happened on this day, but as for the days and before this, it's left uncertain. These rivalries are usually competitive and not full heart-to-heart anger with one-to-one umas. This isn't like the professional wrestling or movie/show. Should I go right now to clear things up?" I asked. "Not yet. After Halo and Vodka's business is done, they will make things more calm and more focused on things. Basically, they don't want you to be involved with the screaming party," Kisaki responded. "Daiwa and Kawakami are inside as well. It's for them to be like representatives of calming both of them, I guess," Kisaki followed up. "How about Helios?" I asked. "She isn't part of this, though she really wanted to. Thankfully, she isn't a part of this," Kisaki responded. Kind of think of it, they might need a comic relief inside there. It can't be a serious atmosphere all the time," I commented on that. She looked at me somewhat puzzled, but then adjusted to hit down in front of me, closed her eyes and held my shoulder to my lap. She then looked at me. Back to this nonsense sentence. Nature, you simply need to know what's in an academy, or even a world that is in a happy and go lucky attitude. It's basically our entire world, isn't it, right? Which is why at times we need rooms or moments where seriousness is just kept outside the public eye of the cheerful. This fight seemingly is the thing that will break immersion that everything is happy place and how negativity is being shown on a sunny blue sky day. Stop holding me in the shoulder and fix the sling position. Those words hit me. The times things are serious are usually kept secret with only one person or a few people. Even I have my problems that I have to admit that makes me see the world as more of a serious time. How much have we contained that amount of problems and negativity we have just inside just to keep being the world where it's in a light mood? Do we just focus more on the positivity than the negativity that's around us, Kiseki? I asked. Maybe. It's in your world to answer that. Personally, I find the world to be a mixture of negativity and positivity to make the balance of human life. As well as human life, of course, Kiseki answered. Wow, that's a lot, huh? I need to count how many times nature says, wow, that's a lot, huh? Wow, that's a lot, huh? She said this like 4 fucking times already. Or 5. She nods in agreement to me. We stopped talking, however, I find it interesting how I got to have a time of just a sudden realization of life. If anything, more so a reminder that life is still imperfect. At the time my head thinks a man dies to see what's next in the afterlife. Say nature, want to casually talk while we're waiting for your turn inside there? Kiseki asked. Sure, why not? I answered. Well, how's your day despite all this? She asked. It's been something, alright. I felt like I needed to give myself a happy hour later, I answered. So you have a girlfriend or boyfriend? Kiseki suddenly asked me. NPC. He's the NPC, Sayo, I get it. I was caught off guard with a sudden question, looking at her like, what? No, not yet at least, I answered, laughing it off in the end. But you say you need a happy hour, Kiseki said. But what? No, not like that. Like having a fun time, you know, just a casual chill time, I clarified. I see. My mistake, I'm sorry, nature, Kiseki said. You know, coming from her mistaking what I meant by happy hour, it shouldn't be a shocker for me to see what she thought I was going to do. Yeah. Well, anything interesting you want to talk about that isn't this situation? Kiseki asked. I pondered for a bit, but I eventually went into a bunch of things. Well, Mambo Tannhauser has a race in a few days, no tomorrow. I don't look into schedules too much these days since I don't really see myself in a high regard, I said. Kiseki someone looks at me with a worried-ish face. Don't you want to succeed and be recognized as a star, Uma? Kiseki asked. The competition is high up, and to think that I can keep up to the standards of other greater Umas in the Twinkle series, I answered her. If I have to be honest, I have not really seen myself in this great or cool umamusume to inspire one. Maybe I just don't set my expectation high, or I'm really just outclassed to everyone else. Well, I know you have it in you. You can reach it when you push into it, Kiseki said. These words didn't hit me as much as the other one earlier, but it's still something. We should go into more simpler topics. I'm too dumb with all the serious things today. Let's say something about crushes, or do you have one at the moment? Kiseki asked. Something tells me she wants to seduce me. Of course, she continues something that relates to relationships. No, well, friendship crushes, but romantically no, I answered. I see. Well, you will find out someone eventually, nature. It's in our human nature to find that person. Yeah, kinda weird why you asked me that suddenly though, if I have to admit, says I was scratching my head. No, sorry, I was just bored and didn't want to use my phone is all. Kiseki cleared things out. Well, is there anything you want to ask me about? Kiseki asked. Thought about it, but I couldn't really think of anything. The only thing I can really think of is, my gosh, why do I not have an expandable brain? Okay, about your waistwear and why it shows your, you know, I asked her. Oh, the words of Helios, it's Viz. Remember that I'm a playboy, said by other Umas that I can't count off. Okay. Don't know what count off means. Kinda makes sense, knowing how charismatic Fuji is as a person. Anything more, nature? Kiseki asked. Before I could even answer, the doors opened and exited King Halo and Kawakami Princess. Halo looks motionless, with Princess patting her back and showing and giving her the friend care thing. Halo moved more stiff, but I assume she was and still is pissed. Vodka and Starlight exit behind as Vodka and Starlight look tired out of that room. Both pairs walk to the same home. Most likely being sent back to their rooms. Indoors, Tasuna goes out in a proper posture and then looks at me. Sorry for waiting for nice nature, but you can go inside now, she said. While I went inside, Fuji patted me in the back and looked at me. Give out the truth, nature. The future depends on you if you lie or not. You're the one who will solidify our answers. After that, she walked into the same direction where the pairs went. Most likely she has a duty to deal with. I waved her goodbye and she waved me goodbye. Thus continuing me going to the office where my choice will land the decisions. May my words make this dealt with. May my words make this be dealt with without someone dying. Bleh. Okay, mouthful for me. And I wish the color codes. I can't. Oh, the color codes. I can kind of guess. I guess this is cafe. I don't know who that is. I'm guessing this is the pink one is digital. I don't know who this red one is. The yellow one is Tachyon. This one is Dober. And this light blue one, I have no clue. Yeah, I don't know who this red one is. I know this yellowish one is Tachyon. Black and yellow is obviously Cafe. This blue one is Dober. I don't know what this cyan blue is, and I don't know what this red is, so... Oh, nature... Yeah, can we just deal with this? Oh, nice. It's nature. My bad. It's nature, is it? Oh, it's nature. Okay, it's nature. Okay, it's nature. My bad. My bad. Okay, it's nice nature. I didn't catch on. Yeah, can we just deal with this later? Nature, nature. You can't see. She just ran off, Digitan. Well, duh, she ran off. I just wanted her to sign this for me. Is that a squid shirt? Yeah, she loves squid, so I might as well sign this for me to remind me of her. I honestly thought you would have asked her about the King Halo thing and vodka incident. Never fucking mention that to me again, Tachyon. Well, my bad, Digiton. I apologize. Well, that's unfair. She said fuck and it's fine. I said bitch and it's not fine. And I don't know who this is. This bright blue one. Who is a bright blue outfit? Right? Right? Who's the bright blue one? Is it McQueen? Is it McQueen? I would mostly associate it with purple, but if this is supposed to be McQueen, then I guess it makes sense. I don't know who this. I really don't know who this bright cyan, this blue cyan is supposed to be. All I can think of is McQueen or Arden. Either McQueen or Arden is all I can think of. Who else was on that scene? Ryan? Was it Ryan? Because Ryan wears like blue as well. Either Ryan or McQueen. Alright, it's one of these two then. One of those two clowns. We'll just say it's either one of those two clowns and we'll move on to the next chapter. Chapter 4. Gasoline for a match fire. One way is for certain is that both of them cannot compete in the same race. That's just heating up things like throwing gasoline to a match fire. Those words are the first thing I heard the moment I entered these doors in the room of the principal's office, the room that hosts the Uma affairs most of the time. I sometimes go here to chat with somebody Rudolph because I find her funny and admirable. Now I am here with a topic of my words that will solidify the situation to a conclusion. In this room with me is Melizinski, an old member of the school who is known to be both a student, a member of the student council, and a teacher. Erguf, one of the members within the student council that helps Rudolph with things. It's been a while since I know the positions. Phenomenal, Mr. CB in Rose Kingdom, and Belno Light for some reason. Bendo both did Belno Light get into the student council. Must have been hard work, working with a gooey cap and her leaving a legacy like that makes the most sense. Gasoline to a match fire, like those fire matches? Belno asked. Cigarettes can be used to make things worse, you know, Mr. CB said. My point is that if they're in the same race together again, the after race will be another episode of the UFC. Ergo, cause that she would not say that, I'm sorry. Ergo would not say that. Ergo clarified herself. The room seems to be still in a tense state. Everyone else is still talking loudly in a way where they don't even know I'm here. But Namena shouts to everyone in the room in full anger. Now is not the time to talk about them being in the same race. Besides, they will be banned to be in the same race together. thing we need to talk about is the fact that these two are screaming to us and to each other like we're not in the student council. We're not the student council here. What kind of Uma doesn't respect authority when they are being sent over here? Phenomenal shouted, stomping the ground and pointing left to right about everything. Everyone stayed quiet for a while until Rose answered her back. Troublemakers? Also note that we are still students to them, Rose said. Phenomenal slams the table in anger, frustration in her face. You have a point. Phenomenal face palms in agreement, but she didn't finish her words. It's just that can't even know what really is the truth without someone who has solid witness. As Phenomenal said, she looked at me and finalized her words. Until now. Welcome, nice nature, Phenomenal said. Everyone looked at me except for Rudolph, who was on her phone at the moment. Rudolph, nice nature is here, Merzinski told Rudolph, who was still looking at her phone. What the hell is the hentai virus? Rudolph said while looking at her phone. Then she looked at me, realizing that I'm finally here. She put her phone down and greeted me. Well, nice nature, it's nice of you to be here since it's your nature to answer to us, Rudolph said. Are jokes appropriate at this moment, Mrs. Rudolph? Phenomenal asked strictly. My apologies. Me and nature are fairly close, Rudolph said. I sit down as Rudolph greets me here. I was giving out a smile, but no laughs. I don't feel like laughing in a room that no longer was a screaming contest. I need to put in new music. Hold on. The music just ended. Music just ended. I gotta put in a new one. It's nice to see you again, Rudolph. I greet Rudolph. Rudolph was sitting down at her desk, and around her is the rest of everyone. Rosina stands far behind me. Grandfather clock ticks, and the sun goes through the curtain gaps. I think there is an air conditioning opening somewhere. The atmosphere is quiet and serious, yet it doesn't feel like the heated exchange atmosphere that happened earlier. It may not be in this room that was happening, but it was the one thing that I was dreading to feel within. Rudolph makes her eyebrows stay on the table, crossing her hands in front of her, just like Gendo's pose in Evangelion. Nature, you want to ask questions in order to see what is true and what is false, Rudolph said. Everyone behind her takes out notes and ready their pens looking at me, all eyes on me, waiting for me to answer whatever Rudolph asked me. Yes, I will answer. I answered and nodded to her. The grandfather clock ticks as I wait for the questions. Who started the fight? Was asked. I looked in the ceiling for a bit, considering how it's somewhat complicated. The slopping off the flask would aggravate someone, hence Vodka stood up to get closer to Halo, who will start the heat confrontation against King Halo. Especially with her starting to slap Vodka's paw and just was standing up after her flask was slapped off. I think the answer is clear for me. So yo, I don't fucking know the scribble of fucking algebra. Don't give me algebra, I hate math. I hate math as says I don't want to do algebra. I'd say King Halo. She started the heated confrontation in the first place, slapped off Vodka's flask. It could be Vodka, however, since she's the one that decided to go in front of her, face first, before I separated them, I answered. The sun hits again, and the time ticks, notes are being written, and Rudolph looks at me without much of an expression. What was said in this confrontation, you can swear, was asked. This is something, but the only thing I can remember is bitch. This is my moment. Insults with themselves like the flask being alcohol and the second rate Uma stuff. If I remember, the word bitch was used. Someone said this in my moment. Vodka has insulted her by saying second rate Uma, and Halo was saying Vodka's flasks with alcohol, I answered. What about Halo saying that Vodka said, and I quote, motherfucking loser, Mr. Sleepy asked. I nod sideways. What about Vodka saying that King Halo said, and I quote, this was my moment, you bitch. Sorry for swearing, Berno asked. Girl, you can have some acting chops. Upper will like you, Merzinski commented. Thanks, will be the response here, but Berno seems shy to think back. By the way, we are getting off topic. Those words are said, but not in the same sentence. Everyone in their notes started writing things down. After that, the room fell silent for no particular reason. It's not like what I said was a big twist in the story to have, it's just been very silent. The grandfather clock continues to tick and tick. What do you know about Vodka before the fight, excluding the days before it? Rose asked. What a way to end the awkward silence there, bud, Mr. CB commented. Well, we do know Malice hates King Halo, so that makes sense about the slander. Considering the fact I just have to explain how my thing with her before the fight, I can just say what I said without thinking about it anymore. So, Mrs. Shiva paired me with vodka for this first quarter, and I think she doesn't have the best of moods. Not to say her mood is awful, but more so it's just not looking up into things. She seems to be also lazy in doing things I wanted to do today, which led us to just conversing, though I wouldn't say it's part of a mood this morning, I answered. Quote Scarlet Daiwa. Vodka and Hilo crossed paths within the dorm. They had a small bickering until Haru came out of the room to join Halo in going out. I asked Vodka if she was okay, but she glared at me inside. Vodka took the lead to the classroom and I followed her behind. This would make her mood being back confirmed in the morning if the altercation in the dorm happened true. Edgriff commented to clarify everything else. Everyone else agreed by nodding to her. I'll be gone for a few minutes because it's my sister's birthday. Alright. I'll just beat it to the others then. Or I'll just take a break. If I could just take a break also. Halo denied it happened while Vodka said it was just a small glare. Neither were telling the truth, Phenomenal commented. This makes more sense on how Vodka feeling 900% earlier. It explains it well. It seems to be that they would say a lot of things to each other that are lies, and Princess and Daiwa are there to clarify everything. How does Vodka treat you? Phenomenal asked. There isn't much to say here with this one, I think. The fact that Vodka treated me a bit badly in the beginning of the day is something. But at least she isn't being, for lack of a better word, bitch to me. So I think she acted normal to me, just moody. I'd say she seems normal to herself, but a bit more moody, I answered. The room fell silent again with them simply writing down their notes in that stupid fucking grandfather clock that gives this room so much more tension than fear. I don't know why, but everyone else seems to have the most mid questions ever, outside the Rose Kingdoms, I guess. And so they're not ready for this type of situation. But sure, it's not like you would expect girls to fight each other. But expect Uma fighting with each other considering the fact that we go on competitions to win. This is so weird, man. I think it's what we have to ask. Do you want to ask something, Mrs. Rudolph? Bernard said. Everyone else, including me, looked at Rudolph, which she has her phone horizontally and seemed to be playing a game on that phone in the moment with it on mute. This was unexpected since this is a serious moment. I think everyone was focused with me and I was focused with them, that people didn't notice Rudolph was just playing on her phone. On top of that, everyone else is just kinda confused and doesn't know what to do with Rudolph just playing. Finally, Maruzinski decided to speak up to Rudolph. Rudolph, we're in a conference here. Can you lay off the Genshin Impact for a moment? Maruzinski asked. My vodka is almost dead. Can you wait? Rudolph said. Maruzinski and everyone else are kinda puzzled by Rudolph, except for Fundamental, who's looking at Rudolph with the most tired, angry face I've seen from her so far. Kazuna was something else though. Rudolph, Kazuna said. Kazuna is kinda mad at Rudolph if anything. It's to be expected since this is a serious situation. What? Rudolph puts her phone down alongside the response. I want you to observe the story so far, Nature. Considering the fact that they are out of questions and we need a full clarification about on all this, Rudolph said. I just have to comment something about all this that bothered me the moment she said those words. Couldn't you guys just tell the entire story and I could just answer the misinformation and stuff? I commented. The room fell silent for like the 6th time, and that grandfather clock clicking again and again. I do have to comment that all of us are still students, some older than the others, but at the end of the day, we're all still students. It's not our nature to deal with situations like this, we'll explain. The word nature has been mentioned at least over 5 times at this point, guys, Bernard commented. I can understand what Rose said. It's not we are adults, except Maruzinski, Mr. CB, and to an extent Rudolph are adults. It's so annoying, plus they could talk about it all before they needed me. Even then, I'm not on par with their unprofessionalism about this situation. I should simply just follow what they are going to say. Go ahead, I said. Rudolph nodded and clears her mouth. The morning starts with Vodka and Ahilo bickering in the dormitory. Thus, it made Vodka feel negative-minded. You and Vodka appeared, and things are going to be fine until King Halo interfered with Vodka to the point Vodka reached for a breaking point with King Halo, pushing her limits to Vodka. This caused them to almost fight each other, and they would stop with Phenomena, Rudolph asked, and I know that they was all correct. Are you sure everything you said is true, Nature? Rudolph asked me coldly with intimidation. The room, well, it got silent and that goddamn clock is ticking again. Yes, I said everything is true, I answered. Rudolph leans back and looks at me with a chill glare. Well, that's that. Thank you for your time, Nature. It was nice of you to join us, Huda said and stood up offering me a handshake, and I shook her hand. Finally, this thing is over. Why are you happy for me? It felt like a total of 6 hours, but in reality it was just about 30 minutes. I stood up and as I was about to leave, I stopped to look at Tazuna as she speaks. Everyone else leave, except for Rudolph, thank you, she said in a cheerful manner. I was honestly intrigued at what makes Tazuna need to have a conversation with Rudolph, but I'm assuming it's not good. I exited the room alongside everyone else that isn't those two. Stood by there for a bit, finally getting out of that room in that fucking clock. Across the hallway, I saw Mambo sitting down reading a book in the very chair that me and Fuji Kizuki chatted about while waiting. As I saw Mambo, I overheard Fenomeno speaking angrily. I looked in Fenomeno's direction to see that she was talking to Maruzinski. She has been in that position for this long. She can't be the president anymore considering how unserious and unprofessional she is in that room, Fenomeno loudly said. I know. Tazuna might have to do something with her eventually, but I think things are going to be fine, Maruzinski reassures Fenomeno about this. I looked at them both. It's making me feel worried to Rudolph. I shouldn't really feel too worried for Rudolph, since I know she can adjust and fix herself to make her return back to the Rudolph we know her for and respect her for. Ghost Kingdom stands right next to me, seemingly going to tell me something. Say, do us a favor and keep Vodka company as much as possible. That well isn't going to be enough about this situation. Jules told me and she walked off. I understood her concern, but something tells me that she would be fine with Daiwa Scholar. It helps that they are both roommates. Despite all this, I need to go to Mambo since I can't let her wait for a long time there. I walked to her and stand in front of her. Mambo looked at me for a bit and returned back to a book that she is very focused on. Hey Mambo, I greeted. Hi Nature, Mambo greeted me back. Are you waiting for me here? I asked. Well, I was going to ask Earth to get you, but I kinda wanna leave the room since whatever she's playing is Umadify. I was gonna ask her to go get you, but I kinda wanna leave the room since blah blah. Gotta have something that isn't music to do with a traditional dance on. From the looks of it, Mambo just wanted to go here and to get out of that music situation. Well, what are we waiting for? Let's go back, I said. Mambo started walking, leading the way. I was about to say the same thing, Mambo said. I followed her back, returning back to our training room for me to get myself ready to do some training. Either Earth decides to join me, or I just join whoever is training at the moment. Well, it's just me again, considering how Mambo is reviewing at the moment. The moment I think this is a good time to reflect about all this. Things feel like there will be a big change, specifically to Rudolph in the position. If I take Phenomenal was for granted, then it might be that she was completely not herself in that room. Not to mention she feels less professional than Fuji, and she's literally a leader of a dorm room. I wonder what's going to happen next. For now, however, it's training time, and I know I can't talk to Vodka at the moment, so it's best that I continue my day like normal for now. Till then, things have been clarified and this situation might have a solution for both of them. Is that 4th chapter? I already read it before, you just changed some of it. You can ask Kyo. You can ask Kyo what he thought of it. I think this chapter was fine. Lots of jokes. There's definitely lots of jokes. For the most part, it wasn't too bad, Malice. It wasn't too bad. It's a chapter that, you know, it's a decent chapter that basically gets, I don't know, the story forward and clarifies the situation, I guess, inevitably. Chapter 5, The Winning Ticket. Training hours is the same as class hours, with the exception is for our own future as an umamusume. Either you learn all about the pretty derby or be in the unpretty reality that you see that you will never be the talk of the show. Others have decided to be intelligent to the derby, showing the plans and potential of individuals that can race. Those individuals are of course the umamusumes that run to each reach the winning ticket. Others that aren't as successful as others and thus give up. In Canopus is not that. We have done everything to reach first place in the G1 race, yet we could never reach those heights like a few other legends in this academy. Everyone in this team is eager to reach the praise that the likes of Ori Kappa Special Week can achieve. We unite as Umas that try our hardest to get ourselves to the top of the mountain. Despite this, I have accomplished as a reputation as someone with a third place streak. They call me the Bronze Collector or something. Either way, the others are also hungry to take in a single win with G1 that was tremendous as hardworking son of a gun. I talk about this since Mambo here seems to be very focused on being that girl to shine the light to us. I've been walking right next to her on our way to the club room. She's more focused on the book than where she's walking at. Winning the Shikuga show will be amazing, considering how hard this race is. She has fierce competition, however. Kida-san Black, the youngest member of Team Speaker, is eager to win more G1 races in her resume. Ishiko, an end closer specialist, she is someone to fear in the end. Lastly is Deep Impact, one of the most legendary Umas we have today, has so far only lost one race with a shocking upset from Hot's Cry during last year's Arima Kinen. Other than that, she has proved to be one of the most feared Umas for a winning streak. Beating her will be another upset to everyone, and it will make Mambo a name to be remembered for. Also, hi there, pound giver. Thanks for giving me a pound. I've been talking to myself inside my mind for so long that I didn't even realize that we would reach the back to the club room. It's almost empty with sounds of Earth just dancing with some classical music for some reason. There's a table with lots of paper, mostly about the Kikuga show and other stuff. Other than that, however, it's not a lot. The writing board has agendas for all of us, and that was written down days ago. All I have to do is simply train by myself again and mind my own business. Considering the fact that my next race is the Tenno Show, spring or autumn, because it's 2 Tenno Show, spring and autumn. Wonder which one she's going to. I don't see myself getting first place here, unless I try my hardest on this race. Besides, Mama seems to give it all of this race. I think this is the time to give us the light we really want to go for. I'm guessing it's spring? Probably. I was interested in Earth's business, simply just dancing is weird and I'm just interested in her actions. She continues to dance and dance, not like voice or voice. Not like a voice and voice, however. Okay. Hey Earth, what you dancing for? I asked. Her dance is not like the usual idol dances, nor anything we do whenever we finish the race. She looks at me with swag as she continued dancing. Ciao, my dear friend Nature. Why, I am simply taking the moment as I finish my stamina training with Vega on my side, she said. Vega? If I have to comment about how she acts, it's basically a copy of Opera but premium. I do like her, but she's so confusing sometimes. Might be because I don't know her much yet, and I have not known her mannerisms or actions yet. Well, that is something, alright. Anything else you have to say? I asked, and then she suddenly started singing. I have done my thing, so might as well do my deed, and may I dance and sing as the hours pass our time alongside the nice nature, she sang. I was honestly confused, and she just continues to dance like nothing is happening with that song. Not to mention Mambo is at the table locked in at what she's doing right now. Okay, then you do you, Earth. I said as I got my bag and training clothes in my locker. She continues dancing around as I go to my locker. Ugh. I get my things and ready up my stuff in my duffel bag. Yeah, what's up, E-Myers? I'm just tired of the day, because this is one of those days where it feels like hours are long as they are just said to be. And it stacks into this day that feels like one full day. Considering how I got paired up with someone that has a big feud with another Uma started the entire conversation of today. I am not the third most talked about person in the academy, which is kind of funny how that's the case considering I am the bronze collector. Having to interact with everyone about all this and deal with all these are just simply annoying to me. I almost would take in a boring filler day instead of this, honestly. I could go for some squid right now, man, but I still have a race next week and I don't want to make myself look like a joke. Right now, however, I just need time to pass and things will get over with. From the injuries, feuds, and many more this it will find its end eventually. Shouldn't waste my time with my mindset. I need to go to do my training now. I gently opened the door and I was face to face with 2 individuals I haven't seen in a while. Why does that sound like Moist Critical in 1 second, did I? Where? Where? When did I sound like Moist Critical? I don't sound like Moist Critical. And how in the fuck did I sound like Moist Critical? Nice to meet you again, Nature, said by my good old friend Ikuno Dictus. Right next to her is my trainer, Mr. Minamizaka. I was shocked with widened eyes. Earth stopped dancing with widened eyes as well, and I took her phone to stop the classical music she was playing. Mama looked for a split second and returned back to reading, only to realize they were back. 1 second you were? I'm gonna need a clip of that. I need a clip of that, or at least a timestamp. I need a timestamp so I can listen to it later, guys. Ikino Dicta's and trainer were in Hokkaido for some race. And from what we heard, she won. They ain't a G1. Ikino wanted to get a feel for Hokkaido soil, and thus both her and trainer went to Hokkaido early to train within its soil. Despite the fact that it's not been that long that they were gone, it still feels like a pleasure to be with them again. Tannhauser, Earth, Nature, it's nice to see you guys again, Ikuno said. Yeah, it seems like you guys were busy. What's with the dance pad, Earth? Trainer asked. Earth looks down and simply said free time. Mambo looks more happy than serious, however. Like it's something I never thought I would see in recent days coming to the Kikoka show. It is nice to see you two again, Mambo said with passion and happiness, something I haven't seen from her since. Both enters the room as I was still standing near the doorway looking at them entering back in. Ikuno looks around, his trainer goes to his desk, which is right next to the mess of a pile of information on that Mambo's desk. What has happened since we were gone? Ikuno asked. Not much really, Mambo answered. Hold it, Tannhauser. Don't forget what happened a few hours earlier, Earth commented. The woman quiet for a bit until Mambo asked what happened earlier. You know, the Vodka King Halo fight, Earth said. I was honestly so focused on her Ikuno trainer out back that I forgot about the elephant in the entire academy. But this is the school's gossip at the moment, so that makes sense. Oh yeah, they fought. Yeah, they fought, Mambo said. Ikuno and trainer were slightly shocked about it, considering how they just returned. The fight? I didn't see one of them when we checked up on Twin Turbo, trainer said. Did none of them got injured from that, or the injuries more severe? Ikuno asked. It's always about the fucking injuries. If I heard someone got in a fight, I would give the one thing I would ask is who won. I would ask who won the fight. I wouldn't give a shit who got injured. If I heard someone got a fight at my friend circle, I would legit ask who won. Who won the fight? Love you too, Avery. I think everyone in this room has no idea what's going on with this situation, which is kind of surprising. But for Mambo it made sense. Well, I should explain what happened though. Well, I was involved with the fight. I was cut off. What? Trainer stood up and slammed the table. I prevented them from fighting. I didn't fight alongside. I just separated them before things would get worse, okay? I shouted and I reassured to everyone. Everyone is looking at me with shock, except Ikuno, who looks stoic as always. How did you even get into this situation anyways? Ikuno asked questions about it. Well, wait, where the fuck? Well, I got paired with her in class, then we hung out near the tree stump, and King Hilo came to her and they both barked at each other to the point they almost got them both into a fight, I answered. Trina sat back down and calmed down, looking at me with intrigue. Earth also sits down and doesn't look at me. Mambo, who has been sitting down, is still looking at me with shock, and Ikko is just standing there and pondering. Wow, I ignored everyone's gossip. Wanted to realize it's about you, huh? Mambo said. Pretty much. However, I thought nature is just the main witness. Didn't know you were the one to stop them, Earth said. Yeah, well, now you know, I said. I did realize, however, that bugged me, and asked about it. Wait, when did you two know about it? You guys did visit Turbo. Surely she would tell you guys, right? I asked. Turbo knew? She said. To be fair, we are the #1 topic for Turbo. It will make sense that she forgot to mention about that incident you went to, Ikuno said. That makes sense. That set in and out of my mind. I realized again that time is running out and I need to do training. Kinda weird how I have to deal with this twice within one day. Yeah, I need to go do training. Haven't done my training for the day, I said. I gently opened the door again until the trainer said something. You can go with nature and look into her for this time. I need to deal with voice a bit and looked into Tannhauser, trainer said. Yes. Hi, Ikuno responded back. But what about me, Earth said. Well, what about you, Earth? One trainer responded back. Exactly, what about you? I left the room before they could even talk about things and Ikuno followed behind, eventually being right next to me as we were walking down to the track. It's just me and Ikuno walking down the hallway again. I'm surprised there wasn't much talk about the situation than I expected to hear about it. You must fight with body slams or kick, or just go like hair pull. Let's just say they do girl fighting. They slap each other with their hands and pull each other's hair. Maybe kick as well. It's like the event was just another Wednesday for them, except it's Monday. Geez, this day felt like 4 different days combined into one super event. Outside from the incident, how are things with you? Ikuno asked. I didn't expect her to talk, maybe because Mambo made me not want to talk about anything and made my mindset. Oh, it's been fine. Yesterday was something since everyone else was partying. I didn't join because I felt too tired, but Sunday did, and funny how yesterday was Sunday. I responded. I asked her back about how things were. How about you, Ikuno? I asked. Been a while. Been fine, all things considered. I did have more thinking while I was away. I appreciate you guys more than before, if anything, Ikuno said. Ever since Turbo's injury and Royce getting herself into America somehow, things felt weird. It's like we returned back to the small club we were, but something is missing, and that is the energy and explosiveness of everyone else. Ikuno elaborated the rest about things. I know Ikuno for being someone silent and focused, but it's someone who cares for our comrades. Her talking about this is expected, but something about this feels more heartfelt than before. I feel more sentimental about it more. Don't worry, Ikuno. Things will get back on his feet eventually. Once Mamba takes a win, which she won't, she will reunite all of us like a bow tie to wrap up a gift, I said to her in response. He could have looked at me with a conflicted look, but eventually looked away to tell me something. She's not winning it, Nature, Ikuno said. I gasped and looked at her with a slight shock. What? I said. Ikuno adjusted her glasses and explained why Mamba was not winning. Do you even think about that someone in the likes of her can defeat Deep Impact? I believe she can defeat the others, but Impact? The thing about her is that she's focusing more on her wit, and I do like her keeping all the energy before the race, but how can you be sure about your speed, your stamina, and your guts to keep pushing through? I'm not being overly negative here, considering the fact that Deep Impact has been very secretive about her motives and how she seems to win every race she enters. It's best that she knows more about this than most of us thought. Her undefeated streak summarizes all perfectly to who Deep Impact is. Her loss against Heart's Cry is just luck on Heart's part, and other than that, she hasn't lost a single race since. She's using drugs, she's using fucking steroids. She's secretly juiced up before racing. I understand where she's coming from, but I feel like Mambo has pulled every single string to get herself to the point where she is in. It's not to say that she's not winning this, because she's going against one of the most feared Umas that this academy has seen. Keep this between you and me, but I don't think Tannhauser has the chops to win the G1 race at the moment she's currently in. Twin Turbo doesn't have the chops to reach those heights while she's focused on being as fast as possible. Royce has the chops, but not enough of it. Earth is Earth, and I always overlook something that's to the point small or not still affects me in the field, he could have said more. I guess it's interesting to see her psychology and idea of things. I do think it's fair for her to show her true feelings about us as a group and how our potential could reach. But that begs me to question something that I felt missing. What about me? I asked. Yukino didn't look at me, continued with a stoic face, but eventually she answered. Exactly. What about you? Okay, fuck. The girls headbutt each other, slam the chest, and kick Evie behind them, I guess. You're the only one who I think can do it, Yukino responded. I was honestly shocked. I thought she would say something that I also couldn't make it. You have it on you. It's hard to explain, but you put all your heart out to the race, despite having low cortisol before the race itself. You don't overly push yourself, nor fear about the upcoming race. I still have my doubts, but everyone has some fear in them. You don't, Yukino said. I see. If I have to be honest, I'm somewhat conflicted on that. I doubt that it's possible for me to win a G1 race for the entire group, but something tells me that Ikuno does have a good point in me winning for our first recorded G1. Also remember that you are technically a winner of the Takamatsu no Miya Kainen. Ikuno said, mention that fiasco again, and me and Mambo will beat you up so badly, I said seriously. It's a long story that I don't want to get into, but it's been done and it was a G2 race when me and Mambo won from it. I thought, wait, isn't the Takamatsu no Miya Kainen a G1 race? Isn't it? Isn't the Takamatsu no Miya Kainen a G1 race? I thought it was a G1 race, isn't it? Why is it a G2 race? It is a G1 race, the fuck? Okay. Okay, well I'm just gonna assume that this fanfic is a G2 race. I apologize, but it says something that shows that you are capable of winning a G1 race. It was a G1, but it was G2 when Nature Mamba won it. I see, Ikino said. Silence hits as we walk out the hallways into the pathways. At this point, I have drained my social battery and felt more powered up with my thinking battery. Speeches, aren't you? Ikino asked, and I nodded. There's a lot to take in considering a lot of it, but it would mean that she believes that I can do it for having confidence, I think. I feel like she really believes in me, and that is already special enough. Though I think I have lost my talk energy to talk with her more with her. Maybe some other time, but in the meantime, there are lots of things I have to think about while training then. Surely I don't have to look in that since I'll just be a filler episode in my head when thinking about everything else and forming answers or opinions. Until then, I must just unravel everything and Nature, Kino said loud in my ears. Huh? What? I responded. Get yourself changed. I'll be waiting for you here, Kino said. And I realized we were already in the field. Yeah, I said. I walked to the changing room with my bag. If anything, there was a lot to unravel. But at the same time, I want to know more and learn more from Ikuno. It helps that it's been a while since I talked to her, and it feels like she's the most normal at the moment. Mambo will be fine eventually, but that's about it. Other than that, I guess that's it. There's me with the potential to win. Mambo, who is also like me, but lesser according to Ikuno. Ikuno is the big brain of the group who knows what kind of plan is to be arranged. Turbo, who is the fast motherfucker who loves to go fast. Royce, the hardworking member to the point she got herself to America. And Sounds of Earth, who is basically fundamental on the Italian influence in her. This team is cooked, but I can do it with training. Either way, it is time for training, I guess. I could go for some squid now that I have to think about it. Oh well, instead of training to do, day to go by. That's chapter 5 done. I cannot say this word, motherflumper. I just had to instinctively say motherfucker. Because that's not better for me to say. Alright, I need to go use the bathroom again because I drink water. Thoughts? Feels like a filler chapter, but it's fine. It felt a bit like a filler chapter, just to get to know, Ikuno, Mambo, Sounds of Earth, and her trainer. So I think it's a decent enough filler episode to just get to know, basically Nice Nature's a little circle of friends. So like Ikuno, Mambo, Sounds of Earth, and her trainer. A good filler to get to know them, but that's about all I can say. It's a good filler. And I gotta use the bathroom. Piece of shit. Piece of shit cock doodle doo. Alright. Okay. There you go. I smiled. You guys can have the first smile when I came back. Crazy first words from returning? Yeah. Hi there, Voltage Demon. I'm glad you somehow came across my stream. Got something to be hydrated? Yeah, I got a glass of shitty plain water. That's my hydration. Alright, Chapter 6. Poker night at the dormitory. Sunset, meaning the day is almost to a close. What will start to be a filler day turned into a day of more eventful than Coachella. All that vodka stuff is already self-explanatory of how tiresome they are. The principal's office and the many conversations I have with the other umas. Jeez, I've been on a journey, huh? Well, either way, I've cleared up my thoughts about Ikuno's words. He's something, alright, but not something I will look into for the moment. All I want is just get back to my dorm and chill for the rest of the hours. Me and Ikuno simply walked our way to the dorms. It was a training session indeed. I feel broken in this story, but I feel like I've gotten something slightly stronger. That isn't going to guarantee a win for me, but at least a high-ranking placement. Ikuno suddenly decided to speak. Are you well rested for the day in nature? Ikuno asked. Why, yes. Do I look tired? I said. Ikuno pulled out something from my bag and suddenly offered me this. I have a carrot. Have a carrot. You earned it after a long day according to whatever happened earlier to you, Ikuno said. I took the carrot and put it in my mouth like a cigarette. It made me feel earned. It makes me feel earned and cool at the same time, if anything. Thanks, boss, I said. No problem, Nature, she responded. This is normal behavior for us. It usually means we did good for today's training session. The more I think about it, Ikuno is more of a trainer than our trainer. Both of us reached our dormitory, Dormito. Dormito is one of the many dorms in this academy has. There is Dormito, Tsugi, Kyo, and Seiya, which is a lot. There are a lot of dorms, but it makes sense since the Pretty Derby is a big sport around Japan. Something about these dorm names though are kinda funky. Either way, it's still a dorm and they are home for the next few years. Both me and Ikuno walked into the doorway to see Fuji Kisaki on our way. Hey, no carrots in the dorms, Kisaki said. Both of us were a bit confused until Kisaki dropped the act. I was just kidding. Welcome back to Ikuno and hello nature, Kisaki said. You really are a surprising magnet, I commented. Kisaki chuckles and proceeds to say, well, that's a new way to describe me. You're welcome then, I said. Once we entered the dorms, we separated since I am the second floor while Ikuno stays on the third floor. It's normal behavior for us to not say goodbye with each other since we see each other like almost every other day. Hi there, Hidden Away. Hope you're doing well, Hidden Away. It's normal behavior to say goodbye with us, blah blah blah. I entered my room and saw how messy both our beds are. Sunday must have been a rush to not fix our beds. But then again, my bed is my responsibility, so it's like a 50-50 then. I cleaned our beds, tidied up things, got into my civilian clothing, and it makes me question where Sunday is in all this. She seems to be locked in or just sleep to go here. Either way, since I'm here, I should check up on Vodka at the moment, since I haven't seen her since 12 PM, aka the time I saw her leave that principal's office when principal's room tired. I went out and was greeted by Stay Gold. Hey nature, Gold said. Hi Stay Gold, what's up, I asked. Stay Gold looks at me in her normal demeanor, chill and not really caring. Two things, actually. Vodka told me to tell you to go to her room. Why she told me is that Goldship messaged me that she will return as the moment of time turns into my time of returning to returns. I specifically have to say that to every TeamSpeak I member, man, Gold said. Goldship returning sounds concerning, but that is something I like coming from her. What's more intriguing is Vodka calling me, which is coincidence that I was going to go there anyways. I see. Thank you for that, Stego, I said. I went off to Vodka and Daiwa's room. To any other Uma, it seemed like some are minding their own business while others stare, like Agnes Digital far on the other side of the hallway staring at me. I looked at her and didn't mind much of it until I looked back. It was like what happened still on fire, I guess. Jay? Who the fuck? Oh hi, King Jay. Whatever. I didn't know who's here. Too busy reading. Besides that, I reached her dorm room. It was opened. I slowly opened the door and peeked inside the room to see Tanino Gimlet and Vodka sitting down in bed in a conversation. You're a good kid, Vodka. I can tell you that. Just remember what kind of boundaries you are getting yourself into and don't go over it, Tanino said. I entered as those words are being said and I stand there just looking at them. Tanino stands up, says the following words of, "Keep yourself safe, you pancake," and walks off, glaring at me before going of course. Yeah, bye, Big G. Vodka says to goodbye to Tanino. Fucking music, I need music. And ended. Pancake? I question since that sounds freaky. Treats me like I'm a son, just for that context. Vodka replied. Are we all girls? I said. Well, both of us act like guys, or we have tomboyish motives, Vodka said. Does it make things better? I commented. Vodka pats down in the bed at the space right next to her. I went there and sat down next to her. She seems tired and exhausted at things, looking down at the floor rather than me. Look, I'm sorry that I've gotten you into this mess. It was my fault to begin with, Vodka said, and lays down. She sounds tired and down, like she just lost a race. I lay down as well, knowing how she has an even longer day than I have. It's fine, okay? We sometimes get ourselves overboard, I said. I know, but I technically started this feud in the first place. It's hard to explain, but I basically made her mad at me first, and then eventually both of us were mad at each other, Vodka said. Look, man, that's all in the past. The best I can do is move on. Not move on. The best I can do is leave that in the past just to remember as a mistake and grow up as an Uma, I said. Vodka sits back up and looks at me dead in the eyes seriously. It doesn't help how both me and Halo are still in bad terms. That room did not fix a single fucking thing, okay? Vodka said. I widened my eyes looking at her still laying down. Though I can understand where she's coming from. I know what needs to be said. I sat back up and looked her in the eyes and casually told her what to do and what will happen if she did so. Simply don't attack and let her bonk. She will eventually realize that it's best to just be neutral, I said. Vodka widened her eyes. She was just in a confused state where she didn't really know what to do, what to answer. She looked down on the floor and simply replied, "Thanks, you nature." We both looked at each other eye to eye, pretty with reassuring smiles. Then the bathroom door opens with Daiwa and with two bath towels, the one specifically on her head. We both looked at her in some sort of shock, and Daiwa Scott just looked at us without much emotion. Can you two fucks get out of here, please? Oops, I said the wrong way. Oopsie. Well, said now. I stood up and left the room, so as Vodka, but she commented on Daiwa. We know we're all girls, right? Vodka said. I'd rather have some privacy, idiot, Daiwa said. Vodka closed the door, and while I was leaning down by the window, hands in my jacket, Vodka walked up to me and leaned right next to me. Is that your cheerleading jacket? Vodka asked. Why? Is it because it's a sporty jacket and I can't use it for drip? I said. It's just that you could be using something else, but you do you, I guess, Vodka said. I checked my phone and Vodka checked hers. I think we were simply waiting for Daiwa to be finished. However, Daiwa has other plans for tonight. Say, wanna go to the lounge? Vodka asked. I looked at her without much of an expression, but I did say, why not? Both me and Vodka entered the lounge with jazz being played, talks around the area, and drinks being poured, the busiest room in each dormitory. If a Numa can't sleep much, they go here to hang out for a bit. Do things they want to do, get a drink, play the cards table, do literally anything. The table near the entrance shows Aishin Flash and Haru. Aishin seems to be showing pictures to Haru, disagreeing with one picture and agreeing with the other picture. The good picture that Aishin is showing to Haru is the medic on Team Fortress 2, and the bad picture she's showing is Adolf Hitler. That is a sentence I never thought I would make in my head, but it did happen. One table consists of Major Palmer, Helios, and Miracle and Ruby having themselves a happy hour. Another is my friend from earlier, Ikuno, Dictus, and Queen, and at one table having a conversation. There's a lot more, but those are the ones I focus on the most. Both me and Vodka went down to the bartender to give us iced tea. As to Machan, the bartender goes to us. So how's the extracurricular job, Machan? I need music again. Vodka asked. Vodka and Machan are close friends, or at least closer than usual other friends. Been good, not at the level that you are at, however, Machan answered. The usual? The usual? Machan asked. Make that too. Nice nature is on my side this time, Vodka asked. But Machan starts doing her thing to make whatever the usual is. I am somewhat scared of what Vodka's usual is, so I have to ask her about it. What is the usual? I asked. Don't worry, it's not that strong. Vodka reassured me about it. Much on sliced to 2 cups to both of us. Vodka immediately drank the drink, loudly making a noises for her enjoyment of the drink. Bad news, sirs, I have to go. Well, if you have to go, you have to go then. Sorry, Avery. I drink the usual, and it was surprisingly good. It's sweet and kinda lemon tasting, but it is something else. Hey Vodka, nature, someone calls us. I and Vodka look back to see a table with 2 seats empty, and 3 seats taken. It was Takyon, Narita Taishin's special week. Wait a minute. Okay, I'm not gonna say anything, because I'm not gonna say anything. With cards on the table. Wanna play with us, darlings? Agnes asked. Well, considering how this one way to end my day on a good note, I guess it's not that bad to do so. I looked at Vodka giving an approval expression to her, and she seemed to be on par with me, and we looked back at them. We're in, Vodka said. Thus we got ourselves a seat at the round table. So, what game are we playing tonight? I asked with swag. Really? Oh, we're simply going to play a simple game about lies. For this is the Liar's deck, Agnes expressively said. Isn't this the game based on that video game? I asked, and Agnes nodded. Wait, we're going to kill ourselves? Taishin commented. Indeed, we are going to kill ourselves, Agnes asked. Everyone at this table was shocked, and Machan from behind me at the bar also heard my eyes, with her eyes widening. I'm kidding, of course, but I do have something that isn't suicide, Agnes asked. After saying that, she pulls out 4 fucking revolvers and placed them on the ground. My jaw dropped the moment I saw those revolvers, same with Vodka and Machan. Taishin only widened her eyes, however, but Spade pushed away from the table and shot. Wow, she... Okay, dude, what the flip? Spade slowly reacted. Agnes takes one of the revolvers and pulls the trigger, only to shoot a Nerf dart. See? It's harmless to play with these. Such a quotable Seiya moment, really? Everyone calmed down and Spade pulled herself back to the table. You could have told us they were fake. Where did you even get them anyways? Taishin asked. Well, I borrowed them from Taiki for these. It was a complicated task, but it worked, Agnes answered. Well, this is literally Liar's Ball. It doesn't help that this is kind of intense on how it's played, judging from what I've seen from the internet. Should we just play anything else? Like poker, you know? Spade in fear asked. Vodka rested her arm on the table with the rested head, looking at Spade as semi-common. This isn't poker night in the inventory. This is a Liar's Bar, you know? Vodka said. Fine, Spade said. Okay, I have shuffled all the cards, Agnes said, and gave away a bunch of cards around the table. How this game will work is this. There will be a deck of what you need to put on the table. King, Queen, and Ace. Once chosen, you have to draw a card without being known. You can put any card, but you'll be called out as a liar if they think you drew a card that isn't in the deck. That isn't the deck it was supposed to be. Jokers can be used as part of the deck. If the accuser is correct that the person drawing the card such cause is a lie, the liar will take a shot to the revolver and the game will be repeated. The person who drew a card slash cause was the truth. The accuser will take the shot. I wish you good luck, my guinea pigs, Agnes explained the game. Low-key, Agnes could work well as Jigsaw the clown, Vodka commented and everyone at the table laughed. I think after church you can take a break since it's close to 2 AM, alright. Oh, curse you, Vodka, you goofy goober. Agnes replied to Vodka's comment. Well, shall we start the game? Agnes said. Oh, this is honestly thrilling to play. This might be one hell of a night. 1 hour later. Putting in new music. I gotta fucking put in better music right now. Ace deck, 5 out of 6 my revolver. Special Week is out, Vodka is out. Taishin is still in with 5 out of 6 on her revolver. Fuck me, this is more intense than I thought it would be. Agnes just gives me my cards. I only have 1 ace and no joker. What the fuck am I going to do? I am the first one who needs to draw the table. I have to gamble with this. I draw my 1 and only ace. 1 ace, I said. Liar, Taishin said. The card was shown is an ace. Taishin pulls a gun ahead, and Taishin looks dead at me dead in the eye. I'm sweating hard. I look at her with the most uncertain face ever. Everyone's watching, and Taiki pulls the trigger. The nut dart hits the side of Taishin's head. Everyone fucking cheered about that. Really? No freaking way. I'm not saying this shit, sorry. A bunch of them started shaking me up like I just won a G1 race for the first time. It's insane how a lot of things went in the lounge. Taishin claps slowly looking at me with a smile. Special Week is also clapping for me, and Vodka is also clapping for me. Well, for someone who has a nice in their name, you did a nice job, Nature, Agnes said. Well, thank you, everybody, I said. Well, who's up for another game? Agnes Dolly asked. I'm out, Vodka asked. Me too, I can't leave Suzuka alone, you know, Space said. Well, I'm also out. I don't want myself to be awake for a long time, you know, I said. I'm staying, this game is way too fun to play, if anything, Taishin said. I stood up, and Vodka stood up and walked away, especially because I stood up. The Taco healers immediately go to sit down as fast as possible. We're getting sleep deprivation with this one, guys, Helios loudly shouted and everyone cheered alongside her. I walked to the bar to rest there alone for a bit. It was an interesting hour, I should say, resting my arms simply just being in my own mind. One of Vodka's usual, please, I said to Machan, as she went to do her thing. Well, other than an eventful day, I should say. Very eventful. I can't even comprehend everything that has happened. Felt like a lot of drama after drama after drama. I'm glad that everyone in this lounge isn't gossiping about the events, especially when both of us are at the table. Seems like everyone has moved on with that. Machan has been staring at me. It seems she likes to talk with me. What you want? I asked. She looks at me somewhat seriously, but mostly emotionless. You should look into Vodka. For all we know, Halo is around the corner, Machan said. I was somewhat intrigued at what Machan said. Why would you think about that? I asked. I have a bad feeling, Nature. A bad feeling, Machan said. I looked at her and I looked down to simply think that she might have a point. It's not like you would drop this in a happy hour, so I'm positive she's into something about this. I finished my drink and got up of the lounge. All those noises of joy are now gone and my ambience is now the ambience of the dead of night. From the feels and looks of things, not much is going on around these hallways. Much I might have just gone into my head, but it feels like I need to know about it. Now that I've think about it, I kinda need to pee. I went to the bathroom and into the stall. The toilet light sounds continued to add to the ambience around me. I simply wait for myself to, well, do the business. Well, I think it's time to just pull out my phone and look at Umagram. I was going to do it, but something scary happened. I heard breathing outside my stall. I heard the punches, grunts, and struggling. I wanted to speak, but my door was getting bashed and bashed and bashed. Ing? How do I say this? Ing? How do I say this? Ing? You like this, Vodka? You bitch? It was Halo speaking. Fuck off, Vodka angrily said. I can't figure out what's going on, but I'm scared to go out. All of them are fighting, and I have no idea what I need to do. Eventually, to my shock, Vodka entered my stall via the gap near the floor. Well, I can tell Halo is not in Vodka's grasp. Vodka looked at me confused, but backed away from the door. Halo keeps banging on the door aggressively. I'll make you pay, Vodka. I'll make you fucking pay. Halo warned to Vodka, and she walked away. The ambience of the bathroom continues. Vodka cries, sitting down on the floor, in relief that she escaped that, while I'm still sitting down the toilet. This is the most uncomfortable moment I've ever been into. And that's the end of that chapter. Bukuki tower noises. I do wish I had a voice clip of her, but I'm not doing it. Well, what the way is she doing? Tataku said. I don't know, man, Taishin said. I'm not saying this. Ooh, wanna know. Helios, you are lying. Your first trigger is going to be the end for your digger, Fukukitaru said. Well, that's the end of that. Well, that's the end of that. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 more chapters to go through. That's the end of that. Oh shit, the chat is blocking it. Oh, tits McGee. Thoughts? I'm gonna ask Kyo first. Kyo, what's your thoughts on that? What was your thoughts on that, Kyo? Very good at computer emotions, but you sure milk the fight. not even it though. We still have season 2 to go to. I mean, volume 2. We still have volume 2 to go to. This is only volume 1. There's only volume 1 too of Malice's story. There's gonna be like, I think Malice is gonna be like 4 volumes or 7 volumes. I don't know. He said there's gonna be lots of volumes basically. So what are your thoughts? Say what's your thoughts? I like this one. I like this blah 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 blah. I like this chapter. It kind of got some intensity out of it. We finally got some heat and intensity out of the fight, or the fight between the Vodka and Halo. So it wasn't too bad. We got something out of it. So overall, I liked it. I like this chapter. The beginning was a bit slow. It was just kind of just filler, I guess. Like the whole story says, is like you said, the beginning of the chapter is like a happy hour. So it's like it's a bit of a nothing burger at the beginning of all this happy hour stuff. But like I said, I wouldn't say it's completely pointless. I mean, if every single chapter is just intense, dark, fighting, seriousness, it can get pretty stale. So I don't mind these like brief moments of just happy hour and just get characters interacting with each other. So I don't mind it. Just having characters interact with each other, hang out and all that. Get away from all the serious shit. So it's a nice break. It's a nice. You can always it's a good way to shift the tension and whatnot. Change it between serious to happy moments of hanging out and whatnot. So yeah. Well, what should we do now, guys? Now that Malice is gone, what should we do now? It's midnight. It's just hit midnight. It just hit midnight though, so it's only just got late. You sure you want me to stop? You sure you guys want me to stop? Like really, really sure? Okay, if you guys say so. I would have wanted to keep reading, but oh wow. Like I really would have wanted to keep reading to like finish off the rest of these chapters, because we have 4 more chapters to go to, so I really would have wanted to finish it, but If you guys say I should stop, I guess we can stop. Oh well. We can continue next stream. Alright, well, sorry that we couldn't stream for long. Again, sorry that I started the stream kinda late. Like, I really am sorry that I started the stream late, guys, but yeah, either way, I still hope you guys had a good time today, watching me and chilling out and all that stuff, so yeah. But that'll be all. Thanks you guys for watching today, and I'll see you guys next time tomorrow then when I stream. It'll be the weekends. Tomorrow will be a Friday weekend, so I should probably, hopefully have more time to stream and be in better mood to stream, so yeah. But yeah, thanks for watching everyone. Good night, Emas. Good night, Kyo. Hidden Away, Rocket, everyone here. Sayonara.